Is that potentially for Newcastle West?
Well, obviously we're hoping it won't affect them, but look, some will react in different ways. Some of the younger girls, it's their first day in anything like this, but they have had a lot of finals at underage. They've played in county panels and been in high standard matches, so hopefully they'll settle quickly.
John Meskel, just going back to Ahane very quickly. You know, they have that experience from last year. They're favourites, not overwhelming favourites going into this game, but sometimes favourite tags doesn't suit teams.
That's true enough, and you know, I know from Newcastle West there might be some nerves, but offset against that is a team that's trying to retain its title. That comes with pressure as well. So you know, both teams it's all to play for both of them. You know, and both of them have pressures of their own type.
Just ready to go here. Seamus Hayes throws in the ball here. We're underway in the Limerick Camogie Senior Hurling Championship final. It's Ahane in possession straight away with Laura Nash. In fact, it's Roisin O'Mara wearing number 13. She wasn't scheduled to start, but either way, it's Newcastle West in possession now. Ball in low straight away. It's into their number 9, and that's Ella Whelan. Ella Whelan loses possession initially, but then wins it back. Plays a low ball into the full forward line, looking for Rachel Carmody, but it's defended by Ahane in their full back line. And away come Ahane. And it's their captain Rose Collins who gets a clearance with. It's a half blocked one, and it falls to Karen O'Leary. O'Leary loses it, and Ahane now looking to come away in possession. The hand pass doesn't initially go to Ahane, but it's Judith Mulcahy now coming. Brilliant flick away by Iris Kennelly, and it's Newcastle West now. The first shot of the game. It's a shot from Jerry Mayo Kelly. Is it good? Seems to be good, and that's the opening score. Fantastic score from Jerry Mayo Kelly, of course, a Limerick junior player this year, played in the All-Ireland, and a fast start for Newcastle. John Corbett.
Terrific start. Real pressure put on the hand. Defenders couldn't get a ball away, and Karen O'Leary pouncing a lovely ball onto Jerry Mayo.
Puck out by Aoife Quinn of the Ahane side, looking for Niamh Mulcahy there. It's Mulcahy trying to win possession, unable to do so under pressure from Roisin Ambrose. Looks to be doing a one-on-one marking job, but Niamh Mulcahy gets this one in straight into the full forward line, pushing it back by Susie McGovern. That's going to be a free out for Newcastle West, and we're going to have a little bit of a break in play here for this free for Newcastle West, but it's Newcastle West that have made the stronger start here, leading 1 point to no score after a minute and a half of play. Of course, our coverage on Sporting Limerick today brought to you by Donald Morrissey Accountants and Herbert Solicitors in Castlecollin. It's Ahane in possession here, and it's Roisin O'Mara with it. O'Mara leaves this one off, low ball inside into the full forward line. A chance now for Shauna Darcy, maybe to try and get a hand back level. Darcy goes for the shot. It's going to drop short into the full forward line. Dangerous ball, not won cleanly by Ahane initially, but Newcastle West trying to just scoop it out of the fence initially. Anyway, the ball's still bouncing around. It eventually drops, and it's Ahane in possession, and it's Susie McGovern with a shooting chance. Susie McGovern has won a free, and John Meskel just at the response that Ahane would have been looking for.
True enough. Characteristics so far is Newcastle West put awful pressure on the Ahane backs. Similarly, Ahane forwards now have put pressure on, so hopefully a point will come from this one. But pressure from the forwards really is the characteristic so far.
Yeah, it's one you'd expect Niamh Mulcahy to get. She usually lands these with consummate ease. Does the Ahane number 11, of course, star with Limerick senior team. She goes for the point, option maybe for the goal, decides to tap it over, and we're all square after 2 minutes of 40 seconds of this Limerick Camogie Senior Hurling Championship final, and Aoife Corbett's going to get us back underway. Very tight opening couple of minutes or so here in Bruff. It's Ahane playing with a fairly strong breeze going into the clubhouse end here. It's initially won by Aisling Herbert, unable to keep possession of it, and away goes Deborah Murphy. Lowish ball in, it's good ball into Rachel Carmody as well. Carmody's out in front, shooting chance. In fact, that's Jerry Mayo Kelly again, and that's the second score. Is it for Jerry Mayo Kelly? It's flicked back inside, nearly kept in play, dangerous. It held up in the wind at the shot from the Newcastle West number 15, but John Corbett could have a dropping ball like that, nearly resulting in a goal.
Very, very dangerous ball. Laurie O'Connor was in after it, but just went wide off her deflection.
Puck out again by Aoife Quinn on the Ahane side. It's a long one, you just see that breeze, and it was Nora Collins trying to win it, but in the end it's Judith Mulcahy gets a flick in it, and it's Niamh Mulcahy now looking over on that far side, has possession of it under pressure though from Karen O'Leary, and referee Seamus Hayes is a judge that it's a foul by Karen O'Leary, and a second chance for Niamh Mulcahy to first chance for her to put a hand in front, but John Meskel, a tricky one very early on here.
Yeah, they're just settling it. There was a dangerous ball in a moment ago for Newcastle West, but it's only settling in time. There's really no pattern to this yet.
Long range effort here coming up on that far sideline for Niamh Mulcahy. Fine strike from Mulcahy. looks to be on target, and indeed it is. A fantastic score from Niamh Mulcahy, puts Ahane 2 points to 1 ahead, and John Carver, from a Newcastle West point of view, just showing immediately that you can't be affording to give away frees from any area.
Look, it's well known she can hit them all from any angle, any distance really. She's hit them from her own halfway, so we can't afford to be giving away frees.
Newcastle West now under pressure from 2 Ahane players, and it's Aisling Herbert coming away. Excellent work from Aisling Herbert, under pressure it has to be said, and it's going to be a free for over carrying, according to referee Seamus. Says good pressure again, and it's definitely been a feature of the nearly 5 minutes we've played here in Bruff, that Newcastle West hunting in packs early on here and putting serious pressure on Ahane any time to get possession, and this one results in a free for Karen O'Leary. O'Leary takes it quickly, aiming into that left corner and aiming for Ella Whelan inside and left corner forward, but it's Sarah Crotty gets it away for Ahane, but only as far as number 13, that's Iris Kennelly. Kennelly's hand pass doesn't go to Ahane from a Newcastle West point of view, and away come Ahane. Chance now for Ahane to get in possession, and it's Anya Reynolds, the Ahane vice captain, fouled by Karen O'Leary. And we just mentioned a moment ago that Newcastle West will not be looking or hoping not to give away too many frees, and John Meskel, another chance for Niamh Mulcahy.
Here's another tricky enough one from Niamh. First one sideline, now the other. What about 60 metres, roughly 60 metres out, but good game so far. Good.
Yeah, chance for Mulcahy now. Perfect view of it here from her vantage point in commentary. It's another fine strike from Niamh Mulcahy, and that's put Ahane into 3 points to 1 lead. Excellent strike again, and from a Newcastle West point of view, John Carver, you mentioned it moments ago, but Niamh Mulcahy's on form with these frees.
There's no bad angle for Niamh. She can hit them from anywhere, and you just can't give away those frees. As simple as that. We're going to have to buck up ourselves.
Aoife Corbett now with a good puck out into that strong breeze here, but again it's one. A brilliant catch there, and it's a free for Newcastle West. Excellent catch from Rebecca DeLee, and maybe a chance, even though it will be from long range, into a very strong breeze, but a chance for Newcastle West to cut the gap to just 1 point. It's going to be Rebecca DeLee right around the middle of the park, about 10 metres or so metres away from the exact middle of the park over on that far side. But into this breeze is going to be a tricky one from Rebecca DeLee. A free she won herself after an excellent catch. But it's Ahane after 6.5 minutes that lead 3 points to 1. As Newcastle West manager Jamie Lee barks out a few instructions. A dangerous ball in from Rebecca DeLee, and that's a fantastic score, John Corbett.
A great response, a fantastic score right on the halfway line. Great shot.
One between them again here in the Limerick Camogie Senior Hurling Championship Final. It's a tight one so far, and free takers very much to the fore as Aoife Quinn gets us back underway. Long one, and it's on to Niamh Mulcahy, and that's what Newcastle West don't want, and it's another foul. This time it's Roisin Ambrose, who is doing a diligent man marking job early on Niamh Mulcahy, but it's another free and another chance for Niamh Mulcahy, and she's already shown Newcastle West that it's going to be a dangerous thing giving away frees.
Well, it was just an accidental tangle of legs, but it's still a free, and Niamh in a lovely position now to put over another point for Ahane.
Chance for Ahane to go back 2 points in front again. Second time, Mulcahy with another chance here for Ahane. This will be her fourth if she pops this one over. It's a good strike again from Niamh Mulcahy, but this time it has gone to the right and wide, and that now is one that Niamh will be very disappointed she didn't put over John Meskel.
True enough. I'd say they'd be better off holding her over near the sideline. She puts those ones over. I tell you, the free taking so far would have done justice in the senior men's county final the other day. There's some really good free taking, except for that little slip, but we'll see.
Yeah, it's Grace Lee now in possession for Newcastle West. Of course, Limerick Junior Camogie captain this year. It's Karen O'Leary now in possession. O'Leary, a dual star with Newcastle West and Monaghan, but stopped on this occasion by Judith Mulcahy from Ahane. And as the clouds darken here, a bit of a scrum developing. As clouds darkening here in Bruff, it looks like we're going to get more than a bit of a shower, but we'll plough on through it. It won't make any difference to us here anyway, we hope. There's going to be a throw-in ball for Seamus says Karen O'Leary and Judith Mulcahy going in for this one, and Seamus says throws the ball in. Neither side able to get initial possession of this litter, but it's Roisin Ambrose that comes away with it, and it's going to be a free out to Ahane. Roisin Ambrose blown up for charging. Newcastle West mentors here in front of us in the commentary box here in Bruff, not overly happy with that one, but either way it's a free for Ahane, and it's Noreen Flanagan looking to drop this one in, And Noreen puts this one in front of her forwards, but it's well won, full back there by Kate Ambrose. Plays one out here to this near side. It's Iris Kennelly in possession. Of course, Iris, a star footballer, well dispossessed though by Anya Reynolds on the hand side. Anya's well blocked then herself, and away comes Reynolds again. Good challenge though, it has to be said, by Emma Fallahy. And away comes Iris Kennelly with the clearance. It's a good clearance into Karen O'Leary. O'Leary unable to catch that one first time. Picks up possession though, and plays one, switches possession, looking for Rebecca DeLee. DeLee unable to catch that one under pressure, but it's DeLee has it now, and she's away. Bit of room for Rebecca DeLee to run into. She's met by Kate Herbert, but it's DeLee. Gives a great ball across into space as Ella Whelan. A chance maybe for Newcastle West. Brilliant defending though in the backs there, and it's Rose Collins, I should say, the hand captain. Excellent work from her, and a simple hand pass to Niamh Mulcahy, and straight down the middle from Niamh Mulcahy. Looking to win it over there, but it could be Newcastle West. Ball unable, and conditions are trickier with every minute that passes. As Nora Collins has possession for a hand, plays this one in. Little bit of a slip on that occasion from number 17, and that's Laura Nash. Laura Nash has been blocked down, and Laura Nash still looking to win it. Just bit of a messy bit of play developing over on this near side, but it's Newcastle West in possession. And it's going to be them that come away with a good clearance in the end from Roisin Mann right in front of her team, and that's Ella Whelan again, chased by Sarah Crotty, but Whelan looking to get away, use her pace, gives a great ball inside. Chance maybe for the game's first goal. It's Jerry May O'Kelly. Chance for Jerry May O'Kelly. It's a low one right across the edge of the square. Big chance for Newcastle West. The ball stays in play, and over on that far side is Ciara Carroll. Carroll plays it across, but it's going to be mopped up by a hand. But the first goal chance of the game coming for this Newcastle West team, but it's a hand coming away with it, and the rain really coming down heavily now here in Bruff. Right in the middle of the field, neither side able to win possession, but it's Deborah Murphy looking to win. That's a foul on Deborah Murphy. But John Corby, we just mentioned it, the opening chance for a goal in the game. Jerry Mayo Kelly inches from getting that from Newcastle West.
Some lovely build-up play. Jerry just needed an absolute flash of a shot right across the goals. Goalie in trouble, but it was a well-worked move.
Indeed it was, and there's going to be another chance for Roisin Ambrose here, or not for Roisin Ambrose, for Rebecca DeLee to put over a second free, as this weather just continues to, well, it's tricky for us. Whatever about the players, it's tricky for us. The rain really coming down heavily now in Bruff. Hopefully it hasn't interfered with our stream. I'm not sure at the moment. I'm still being told we're live anyway, so we'll keep going as best we can. Another similar angle for Rebecca DeLee. She just popped one over a couple of minutes ago from a similar angle. This one's going to drop short though, right around the full forward. A ball breaking inside. A couple of Newcastle West players looking to win it. It's Ciara Carroll, gets the hand pass away. It's pulled on there initially. Falls to Jerry Mayo Kelly. Ball comes back to Ella Whelan. We have a level game here in Bruff. First point of the evening, or the afternoon, for Ella Whelan. And the last few minutes of pressure from Newcastle West eventually paying, John.
Yeah, Ella's a real poacher. Hung around outside the scrum, picked up a lovely pass out and slotted over the bar straight away.
Just coming up to 13 minutes played here in the Limerick Camogie Senior Hurling Championship Final, or Senior Camogie Final I should say, of course. And it's 3 points apiece between Newcastle West and Ahane. Of course, Ahane champions of last year, Newcastle West going for their first title. And Roisin Ambrose coming away with this. In fact, it's Roisin Mann, pull on the hurley by Niamh Mulcahy. A clear free, and John Meskel, Newcastle West just starting a bit of period of dominance now.
They are indeed, and I tell you, there was a moment of real danger a few minutes ago. There was a great ball across to the right hand side, and except for the fact that Rose Collins spotted it from a long way out and came out. But Newcastle West half forward line are staying well out, leaving plenty of space. So Niamh Power, Rose Collins and Sarah Crotty are going to have to be very careful inside.
Chance now maybe for Ahane, and it's McGovern with us. Susie McGovern in possession, well blocked down, brilliantly defended by Newcastle West. And it's Newcastle West now favourites to come away with this one, but neither side able to get the ball on the hurl as of yet. And another scrum developing, conditions kind of adding to that as well, but it's a hand to come away, but it looked to be a pull on the jersey of Anya Reynolds. Newcastle West have got away with it, and it's Grace Lee now in possession. Grace Lee gets the clearance away. It's a good clearance from Grace Lee, but it's going to be Kate Herbert wins possession, plays it into the middle of the park, and it's Judith Mulcahy on the run, but it's well dispossessed on that occasion by Roisin Ambrose, and Newcastle West have the free out. And John Corbett, Newcastle West, after maybe a slow start with her hand, giving away a couple of frees, and they've really settled into the rhythm.
Absolutely, MFL, he all better known as all his fell, leading the way there at the back. Great work by herself and Kate Ambrose, who's down injured at the moment, but hopefully nothing serious. Really holding it together at the back for us.
Yeah, Kate Ambrose down in back play. Referee Seamus Hayes deciding now to hold play up. So so Kate Ambrose can get the required treatment, but 3 points apiece here. After just over 13 minutes of play in Bruff. The rain is easing a bit, and we'll just take this moment to talk to both my co-commentators, John Corbett and John Meskel. John Corbett, settling conditions. Thankfully, the rain has eased a little bit, but looking at the clouds around us here in commentary, it may not be the last shower we see, but it hasn't hampered the game in any way.
Not at the moment, no. A few times players struggling slightly to get the ball off the ground, very wet underfoot conditions, a few players slipping, but generally speaking the hurling has been good and very, very tough.
And John Meskel, both sides, they slow enough start probably from both sides, but both settling into their games now, but it's a very, very tight contest, just as we expected.
It surely is. There's no running. Ahane like a little bit of a running game. Niamh Mulcahy likes to take on defenders, but there's no opportunity to take on defenders just yet. But I say later on that chance might come indeed. But the game is very, very open, and sure, 3 points apiece reflects it well.
Indeed it does. Kate Ambrose looks to be okay to continue here. It's going to start with a free just around the half back line for Roisin Mann. Just the final bit of treatment for Kate Ambrose. Looks to be fine though. The Newcastle West physio packing up her bags and coming back off the park. Just coming up to 15 minutes gone in the opening half here. As we mentioned, Ahane with a very strong breeze, but conditions for both sides really tough underfoot. And as you'd expect in mid-October, as Roisin Mann takes this free to get us back underway, well defended by Ahane initially, but it's Deborah Murphy now in possession for Newcastle West. Murphy, low enough ball, looking for Ella Whelan, who's proved to be a very dangerous player in the opening quarter of this game, and a needless push in the back, it has to be said, by Sarah Crotty, and a chance for Rebecca DeLee to get her second free of the game. And even though the conditions, John Corbett, are pretty tricky to say the least, one that Rebecca DeLee is well capable of putting over.
It's within her range. It's out near the sideline, just 5 metres in, but it's definitely within her range. It won't be a problem for distance, just accuracy now is the question. But the big thing for us, we've 3 17-year-olds out there, and the 3 of them are involved to build up to winning that free, and that's what we need, our young players out there fighting hard.
It's a fine strike from Rebecca DeLee, and that looks to be good from her angle here. And indeed, the umpire goes for the flag. It's Newcastle West into the lead once more. 4 points to 3 up on Ahane. We're just over a quarter of this first half played in the Limerick Camogie Senior Championship final. It's Newcastle West aiming for their first title. That lead is Aoife Quinn's puck out doesn't go as long as they were earlier on, but it's Newcastle West and Karen O'Leary winning possession over on that far side. Low ball in from Karen, and it's Ciara Carroll with possession now. Ball laid off to Roisin Ambrose, and Ambrose on the run. She gave an outstanding performance from Old Mill last week in the Intermediate Ladies Football Championship final, and Roisin Ambrose has cracked over the best point from play this afternoon, and Newcastle West for the first time into a 2-point lead.
Well, it's fantastic there, because Roisin is doing a man-marking job with Niamh Mulcahy, and it's she's able to break free and contribute on the scoreboard from a centre-back position. Fantastic play.
And Ahane have an injury now, and it's Niamh Power that's down, but John Meskel, as John Corbett mentioned, a man-marking job done by Roisin Ambrose so there on Niamh Mulcahy so far, but showing her talent, her other talents of going forward and popping over a lovely score.
I'd prefer if she stuck to the marking job and I'd give up scoring points. It was a good point, very cute angle, and she did well. But once again, we have to await developments. There's no run on the ball on the ground. And that's why there's a lot of frees going to be given away over the course of this hour. And we'll see how when the game opens out a little bit more, and we hope it does.
We do 5 points to 3 to Newcastle West. Running repairs going on to Niamh Power. Niamh Power seems to be okay to continue, and Aoife Quinn will get us back underway here in Bruff. The wind has kind of died since that downpour of rain just 5 or 6 minutes ago. It's a puck up by Aoife Quinn. And it's 50-50 ball over there. Niamh Mulcahy looking to win it, but it's Roisin Ambrose in again for Newcastle West. Ahane will come away with it in the end, and the ball will be delivered into the full forward line. And it's Roisin O'Mara down there. In fact, that's Laura Nash wearing number 17, but again Newcastle West, and it's Karen O'Leary funneling back to win possession back from her midfield position. And it's going to be another free to Newcastle West. Chopped down to Hurley, I think, judged by Seamus Hayes, the referee from Mungra St. Paul's. And it's going to be a free for Karen O'Leary. In fact, she's going to leave it to Kate Ambrose. And a chance for Newcastle West to launch another attack. Fine strike from Ambrose straight down the middle of the park. Looking for Rebecca DeLee, but it's going to fall to Ella Whelan instead from Newcastle West point of view. Whelan looking to switch play, and it's worked out well, and it's Iris Kennelly who's got plenty of pace. Kennelly with a shooting chance, gets a good strike, and it's going to drop short. Chance for Newcastle West, just didn't go to Ciara Carroll's hand, and another chance for Newcastle West. And in fact it's Laurie O'Connor there, not Ciara Carroll. Laurie O'Connor wearing number 22. But there's going to be a break in play here as the hand player down injured, but another chance, second real sniff of a goal chance for Newcastle West.
Well, we're getting a few chances. Next thing is to try and take them, because they won't keep coming. Sooner or later they're going to turn on the other side.
Indeed they are, just as we said, a break in play here. Break in play here, another player down injured from hand. Can't quite see who it is at the moment.
Noreen, the centre back.
It's Noreen Flanagan, the vice captain on the hand team that's down, I'm informed by John Meskell. But John, from a hand's point of view, just that while we have this break of play, there's been 2 goal chances in this game. Both have come to Newcastle West, and one of them, that last one, from a miss-hit shot, but a hand defender's not really tracking their player.
That's true, and the hand defenders have been far busier than Newcastle West defenders as well. There's been far more ball going, and it's better quality ball as well. So we'll see how things develop from now. But I tell you, Noreen being down, she's a real clever player. I didn't see exactly what happened. I know herself and the centre forward just went in for the ball. Nothing malicious or anything, but I think she twisted maybe an elbow or something.
Yeah, she seems to be in a bit of trouble, as Noreen Flanagan here.
Is it?
Yeah, it looks to be an ankle issue. She maybe went up in the air, landed awkwardly on her ankle. She seems to be in a fair amount of pain, and as John Meskell mentioned, the Ahane vice captain, and if she isn't able to continue, Phelan Mack and the Ahane manager now going to check on her well-being. She looks to be on her way to getting up, but in a fair bit of pain. But she would be a huge loss for this Ahane team. Gingerly trying to get to her feet, but with what, just coming up to 20 minutes played here in Brough, it would be a very significant injury if she wasn't able to continue. The Ahane medical team and Phelan Mack, and the Ahane physio I should say, and Phelan Mack, and just checking on her. Seems to be limping away from things now, but from Newcastle West's point of view, John Corbett, 2 points clear with just over 20 minutes played in this final. Maybe a nervy enough start, but they're going to have to be delighted with the way things are going.
Absolutely, settling very well now at the moment. You have to take your chances when they come against the Drane champions, because sooner or later they're going to fall for the Ahane girls. Niamh will get a few frees, whatever, but we have to take every chance we get. And that's why maybe those 2 goal chances could be very important. Laurie coming in very quickly there under the high ball for the last one, just didn't quite get a hand in it. But look, we're making the chances, that's the first thing. Exactly
that. As Noreen Flanagan has gone down injured again. It's definitely an ankle or a foot issue for sure, as the hand physio goes back on, but just a fairly big delay in proceedings here in this Limerick Senior Camogie Championship final, where Newcastle West lead Ahane, reigning champions Ahane, 5 points to 3. All Ahane scores coming from Niamh Mulcahy from frees, and Roisin Ambrose with a fantastic score from play, and of course a couple of frees from Rebecca DeLee from Newcastle West as well, and Jerry Mayo Kelly's got a couple of points. Bigger spread of scores for Newcastle, John.
That's vital for us. It's vital for any team really. You can't rely on just one player. We have a good spread, some nice young players, great movement. Rachel Carmody is kind of leading the line on her own inside in the full, and the rest are moving around. That's why they're getting at the end of these long shots coming in. There's plenty of movement. Laurie, one of our older players, she mightn't like me saying that, but more experienced players. That's and she's shown great intelligence really in the way she's playing, running onto lovely ball. They are very unfortunate to get to the end of it.
Yeah, and John Meskell, just as we see Noreen Flanagan receiving more treatment here, looks to be a fairly serious injury. It would be a huge loss for Ahane, and maybe a fair amount of rejigging to be done, especially with losing such a vital player as your centre back if she isn't able to continue.
Yeah, undoubtedly. Now they must be a little bit hopeful, because they're working on her outside, and there's no sub warming up that I can see anyway. But to have your centre back a little bit unwell and to be 2 points down playing with the wind is slightly worrying times. But I wouldn't be losing the run of myself yet.
No, not quite. Plenty of Camogie left to play here in Brough. And needing a little bit of an injection of something, just struggling to create anything from play. But Noreen Flanagan's definitely going to continue. A very heavily strapped right ankle from her view, but it's going to be play was stopped down in that hand, just around the hand 21, and play is restarted by a Niamh power free, long free, looking for Niamh Mulcahy, but it's a hand that come away with in the end. The ball is played into the middle and brilliantly blocked down by Flanagan by Rebecca Delee. Chance for Delee. She had more time than she realised. Not a great shot on goal. Very good touch by Aoife Quinn in the Ahane goal, and a good long clearance from Aoife Quinn, but it's Karen O'Leary who wins it back for Newcastle West. A low ball in by Karen O'Leary. There's a chance here. I think it's Ella Whelan in possession. Indeed, Ella Whelan going for her second score. Gets the ball back after being hooked initially. Lovely pass out to Iris Kennelly. Kennelly with a shooting chance. And that shooting chance to put Newcastle West 3 points to the good. Fantastic score by Iris Kennelly. And John Corbett, as we mentioned moments ago, it's another scorer on the scoreboard for Newcastle West. But more importantly, it's a different scorer.
Absolutely. Another two of our young players there, Ella Whelan and Iris, combining excellently for after that. Probably Rebecca Delee a bit disappointed with her own strike, had a lot of time, could have maybe used it better, but it turned out well for us in the finish.
Indeed it did. Ahane now looking to come in the attack again, and they're going to get another chance. Poor enough clearance, low ball by, then a late hit on Laura Nash according to the Ahane side. Referee Seamus Hayes didn't see it as far as we can see, but there is going to be a break in play, and referee Seamus Hayes has stopped play. There's an injury for Laura Nash. Late hit, I don't think it was too deliberate. Either way, play should restart with an Ahane free, John Meskel, but hopefully not a serious one for Laura.
Hopefully not. Nobody wants to see any player get hurt anyway. But no, the big difference that I can see at the moment is Newcastle West are playing with a little bit more control than Ahane. Ahane are sort of reactive, whereas Newcastle West are going for it. Once again, better quality ball going in, but there is nothing really coming beyond the midfield area with any control for Ahane.
Yeah, it's Newcastle West that are well in control. 3 point lead, as John Corbett mentioned earlier. A couple of half goal chances, as Iris Kennelly is also down for Newcastle West, but a couple of half chances maybe for Newcastle West. A couple of goal chances that could prove vital later on in the game, but that's a long way off before we know anything near a result here in Bruff. So 2 players down injured. You've Laura Nash, number 17 for Ahane, with a belt to the head, and Iris Kennelly's down with what appears to be a right foot injury as well, but Iris is up without too much damage from what we can see here. And there's more of a delay with Laura Nash's injury, but interesting to see where Seamus Hayes restarts this. Ball was around the Newcastle West 65 when play was stopped by the referee. Laura Nash looks to be okay to continue as well, which is a positive from Ahane. And referee Seamus Hayes about to restart play here. It's Newcastle West, we think, going to have an indirect free. It's going to be Roisin Mann. Newcastle West had possession. Roisin Mann launches this one downfield. Unmarked Rebecca Delee, and you can't afford to leave Rebecca Delee clear. The shot though is going to drop short for Aoife Quinn. And more good play by the hand keeper. Clears this one out, but it's not the best of clearance. And Laurie O'Connor now in possession. Gets the hand pass away to Karen O'Leary. O'Leary now met by Kate Herbert. She plays the ball across to Jerry May O'Kelly. Shooting chance for Jerry May O'Kelly. That one though is going to tail to the right and wide. But more positives for Newcastle West, John Corbett, the way they're spreading the ball around now and gaining more confidence with each minute that passes.
That was fantastic hurling, spread the ball from side to side. Alright, the shots were disappointing maybe in the finish, but great play in general in the build-up.
Buck out again for Aoife Quinn. Ahane really need to get going before half time as the sun begins to shine here. Maybe the expectant rain showers that we were expecting for the rest of the afternoon not coming to fruition as of yet, as Laura Nash pulls on this one with Deborah Murphy. Murphy shows great strength to win possession of this and get the hand pass away, and it's Jerry May O'Kelly, who's been very prominent for Newcastle West so far in this game, plays this one in looking for Ella Whelan, who switched corners, but she's met with Sarah Crotty, and Crotty gets the clearance away on this occasion, finds Niamh Mulcahy. Roisin Ambrose very tight on Niamh Mulcahy, and it's going to be a sideline ball to Newcastle West, and we've another player down injured. It's been a feature of the game, and it looks to be Deborah Murphy that's down injured for Newcastle West, and Deborah Murphy's had a thundering game so far in the middle of the park, Sean.
Her ability to win possession on the ground has just really kept us there on top at the moment, and that's vital for us. If we can get on top of midfield, stop the supply going into the hand forwards, you go a long way to win the match.
Indeed you would, but another break in play. Doesn't look to be too serious an injury from our vantage point anyway for Deborah Murphy, but John Meskel, Ahane really struggling to create anything from play, and it has to be a concern coming up to half time.
It has, surely. The ball gets as far as the halfway line, and I'll tell you, the better option for the players, instead of hand passing or playing it close there, they'd be better off let it in and see what develops inside, because the full forward line really have seen nothing yet.
Sideline ball to restart us over on that far side, but away come Ahane with it. Long clearance coming in here straight over that far side. Ball played up, and as John Meskel just mentioned, Shauna Darcy trying to win this one for Ahane, and it's Darcy that has possession. Flicks the ball out to the side, and it's Niamh Mulcahy in possession. Shooting chance for Niamh Mulcahy, and a much needed score for Ahane. Niamh Mulcahy's 4th point of this afternoon's final, and a vital score for Ahane.
Yeah, that was a good score. That's the sort of running game that we wanted to get into, so it was the first bit of a break that came, and you see it was quite effective, so we'll see how it goes now.
Yeah, excellent work from Shauna Darcy in creating that chance for Niamh Mulcahy, and a trademark run for Niamh Mulcahy, who's moved back into the middle of the park now, and is followed once again by Roisin Ambrose. As Aoife Corbett launches this one long, it's going to be Deborah Murphy to win possession. As John Corbett just mentioned, a very big strength of her game is winning possession. Deborah Murphy, she's lost control of that one. Both sides struggling to win this on the ground at the moment, and Seamus Hayes might be advised to throw it in, but the ball eventually comes out. And it's Rebecca DeLee for Newcastle West, met by Shauna Darcy, but it's Grace Lee comes away with it. Good run from the Limerick junior captain Grace Lee, led the team to an All-Ireland final last month, but she's overcarried according to referee Seamus Hayes, and a chance maybe, even though it's on her own 65, backed by whatever breeze is here in Bruff, Niamh Mulcahy has a chance to reduce the lead to just one again.
Yeah, this is a long way out, at least from a hand's point of view. Noreen seems to be striding out a little bit better now. That one's out of Judith Range, so she gives it in to Judith, and now we'll see what happens, John.
Yeah, it's Judith Mulcahy's shot didn't go on target, just that bit long for Niamh Mulcahy. Passed it her sister Judith. Judith with the shot, it wasn't a great one, took a deflection, bobbled around the square, but eventually went out over the end line and wide, and it's going to be Newcastle West puck out as the sun beats down us here in Bruff. A typical October day here in South Limerick, as Aoife Corbett, a good puck out from Aoife Corbett in and around the middle of the park. She gets this one to, but the hand player waiting there, and it's Kate Herbert with it. Fouled in the end by Laurie O'Connor is Kate Herbert, and another chance for Niamh Mulcahy 10 or so yards closer, and a chance for Mulcahy again to cut this to one. And John Meskel, this one's probably more in her range.
Well, it is, and it's directly in line as well, but it's a fair symptom of the way the game is going. There's been Ahane have got no frees inside 60 metres, and that shows where all the pressure is. If it was a possession game, or I'd say Newcastle West would be winning it hands down at this stage.
Mulcahy a chance looking for a 5th point of this afternoon's game. It's a fine strike from the Limerick Inter-County Star, and it's her 5th point of the game. An excellent score from Niamh Mulcahy, 6 points to 5. And Newcastle West have been well warned earlier on in this game. She's missed one, but she's hit another 4 over, and Newcastle West lead is cut to 1 as we come up to half time here in this game, live and exclusively on Sporting Limerick, brought to you in association with Donald Morrissey's Accountants in Castlecolin and Herbert Solicitors as well. As Roisin Mann looks to win this, just got a stray hurley to the foot as Niamh Mulcahy chases away, and Mulcahy goes up to the sideline. Good run from Niamh Mulcahy. She's been fouled. It's like judged to have been fouled by, says referee Seamus Hayes. And the girl called is Emma Fallahy, a judge to have fouled Niamh Mulcahy. There are protestations from both sidelines, but in the end, the referee's whistle is all that matters, and it's going to be another chance for Niamh Mulcahy and a chance for Ahane to level this. And definitely well within her range is Roisin Mann, the latest player down injured. She got a stray hurley into the boot, fairly accidentally from what we could see here, John.
Well, she went to kick the ball, unfortunately for her sake. The hand girl was a Judith, maybe came in and won the ball fairly, and Niamh used all her experience in winning that free. I think that's the way we'll put it, John.
John Corbett not fully in agreement with Seamus Hayes, it has to be said, with that free, but either way it's a chance for Niamh Mulcahy to get her 6th point, and from a hand point of view, she's done all the scoring. We've mentioned several times in commentary in this first half that Newcastle West have had a better spread of scorers. Roisin Mann, left ankle injury, seems to be a lot of ankle injuries going around, and that is symptomatic as well, of course, of the very heavy underfoot conditions, John Meskel.
It surely is. It's as well they're not centipedes. They'll be in right trouble. And it's the Newcastle West centre back this time. But she's okay, she's up and wandering around again. It's strange, there's just a point between them now with Niamh to take this free, and Ahane living off scraps, they've clawed their way back into it. So. Yeah,
Niamh Mulcahy, as we mentioned, looking for a 6th point of this final, as Ahane looking to hold on to their title, and Newcastle West looking for their first senior championship title. It's definitely well within Niamh Mulcahy's range. It's another fine strike from Niamh Mulcahy. That's straight over the black spot. We're all square here in Bruff in this Limerick Camogie senior championship final. 6 points for Niamh Mulcahy, 6 points for Ahane, 6 points for Newcastle West, so we're all square. And Aoife Corbett with this puck out. There's no rush to take it as she dries the definitely wet slitter, as we've mentioned, very heavy underfoot conditions here in Bruff. And Corbett Fine strike again by Aoife Corbett. Steve Mulcahy getting a flick to this one. It's going to be left for Kate Herbert. Herbert pulls first time. It's gone out over the sideline. We watch just coming up to 3 minutes injury time played in this first half. A very even game, John Corbett.
Very even game, but I think one of the most striking statistics you could pull out of it, I make 1 wide for each team so far at this stage. That's fantastic hurling in these conditions.
Indeed it is. Very, very, both sides very economical with their shooting. So far in this game, 6 points each, but that doesn't really tell the score. You may call it low scoring. It certainly has been an excellent game so far, and just symptomised by that by Rebecca DeLee's catch and strike. It's a decent strike, but it's just to the right hand wide, and that's a second wide for Newcastle West. Sorry, a third wide for Newcastle West. This Jerry Mayo Kelly had one. That's 2 for Rebecca DeLee as well, as Aoife Quinn plays this one out to this near side, straight in front of Niamh Mulcahy. Loose marking, Judith Mulcahy. She was unable to see it in the sun there, but Mulcahy battling for this with Karen O'Leary, and it's Roisin Ambrose that comes away in possession for Newcastle West. Brilliant flick away from Roisin Ambrose, and it's Iris Kennelly. Low ball in from Iris Kennelly, well marshalled up by Rose Collins, but still comes to Newcastle West. But Collins comes away with it in the end, and Rose Collins, the captain for Ahane, playing a captain's role there, flicks this one away. She was hit late, was Rose Collins. Brilliant work from the Ahane captain, and just the type of inspiration that Ahane were looking for, John Meskell, coming up to half time.
Yeah, that's typical Rose. Very powerful play going forward, really powerful play. But isn't there some nice touches of class by both teams now in heavy conditions like that? There's been some great block downs and harrying, and forcing players into over carrying, but that bit of a breakthrough now from Rose was good.
Yeah, phenomenal work rate from both sides in the opening half hour of this county final, as Niamh Mulcahy looks to strike this one. Fine strike from Niamh Mulcahy, just tailing to the left, is it? It's dropping in front, they've had to go for it. Kate Ambrose went for it, it's kept in play brilliantly by Aoife Corbett. Kate Ambrose decided to go for it. The ball looked to be dropping wide, maybe one she should have left go, but either way it's worked out for Newcastle West, and it's going to be free out that Kate Ambrose will take. She's told by Seamus Hayes to go back another few yards or so. In fact, it's going to be Aoife Corbett that's going to take the free, not Kate Ambrose. Kate Ambrose has just gone back into goals just to make sure nothing untoward happens when Aoife Corbett takes this one. It's a fine strike by Aoife Corbett, just looking straight down, looking for Rebecca DeLee. 3 players going for it, neither able to come up with possession initially, and Anya Reynolds kicks this one ahead. The Ahane vice captain, excellent work from Anya Reynolds, but it's fallen to Karen O'Leary. Good dummy from O'Leary before she strikes downfield, but it should be well intercepted by Aisling Herbert, unable to get to it, but either way Sarah Crotty gets to it. And it's now Laura Nash who was fouled. She won possession well. Rebecca DeLee adjudged a foul, according to referee Seamus Hayes. And because of some mouthing, Seamus Hayes has brought this one forward. And from Newcastle West point of view, John Corbett makes the free easier for Niamh Mulcahy.
Well, that's like putting a score on the board from him, I'm afraid. It might be slightly soft free, but there's no point arguing. Once that whistle goes, walk away.
Chance now for Niamh Mulcahy to get her 7th point of this senior championship final. And Ahane's indeed, Ahane's 7 point as well. It's another fine strike from Niamh Mulcahy, and that's gone straight over the bar. And John Meskell, for large parts of this first half, Newcastle West have dominated, but it's going to look like Ahane are going into half time with a point lead.
I know. Is there any justice at all, John? That'll bring a smile to Gary Brennan's face anyway, that last one.
Indeed, it will. A fine score from Niamh Mulcahy, and as John Meskell mentions, fiance of Clare and Ireland star in the international routes, Gary Brennan. It's all about Niamh Mulcahy from Ahane's point of view. 7 points for the Ahane number 11 as Newcastle West tried to go. Ball has been caught 3 times by Deborah Murphy on this occasion. It's going to be another free for Ahane and another chance for Niamh Mulcahy to notch up her 8th point. Bit far on her maybe for this one, but there's no question she's definitely going to give it a whack anyway. Niamh Mulcahy looking to put Ahane into 8 points to 6 lead. We played over 6 minutes of added time in this first half. Plenty of stoppages. A fine strike from Niamh Mulcahy. This one's dropping. It's dropped in and around the line. Chance for Ahane maybe to get a goal, but away comes Newcastle West. It was Karen O'Leary who mopped up the danger here, and as O'Leary takes possession once more, and O'Leary gets the clearance away. Excellent play by the Newcastle West number 12, right down on top over on that far side. A couple of players from both sets of teams winning it, but it's Niamh Mulcahy looking to come away with it. Well marshalled by Roisin Ambrose, but it's Mulcahy who wins the free. A debatable one according to Newcastle West sideline here in front of us, and Jack Corbett shaking his head at some of the decisions, but as we mentioned, it's the referee who makes the calls, and he's made the call in favour of Ahane on this occasion, who do lead 7 points to 6. We've played nearly 8 minutes now of added time in this first half. As we just mentioned, plenty of stoppages leading to this 8 minutes or so of added time as Niamh Mulcahy lines this one up. She's already scored one from a similar range early in this game. This one looks to be dropping again. It's a dangerous one. It's blocked out by Kate Ambrose. That's half time. Lucky escape for Newcastle West there. In the end, it's Ahane leading 8 points to 6. John Corby, we'll come to you first. As we mentioned to John Meskel moments ago, Newcastle West led for a large part of that first half, but Freeze have caught up with them in the end.
Yeah, we had a terrific first 20-25 minutes and generally controlled the game, really. The Freeze, we can't afford to be giving away a freeze like that. Some may be a little bit soft, but generally speaking, he's refed it well, and we've paid the price for a few indiscretions.
And John Meskel-Ahane will be more than delighted to be going in a point up at the break.
Yeah, with the way the game went in the first half, they surely will indeed. Most of the points came from frees. Niamh, fair play to her, was very, very accurate. I was wondering what would happen if ball dropped in among the full forward and full back line. But I tell you, Newcastle West full back line aren't too bad either. There's a few of the Newcastle West forwards, young Iris now, Kennelly and a few of them there. They're looking dangerous. I wouldn't like to see too much ball go in. The one thing I will say is the wind dropped a fair bit over the last few minutes, so we'll see.
Half time here in the Limerick Camogie Senior Championship final. It's Ahane, the holders, leading Newcastle West, the challenger, 7 points to 6. Join us for the second half in a couple of minutes. Welcome back to Bruff for the second half of the Limerick Senior Camogie Championship final. It's Ahane leading 7-6 at half-time. Newcastle West, very impressive first half, but the free-taking prowess of Niamh Mulcahy has Ahane a point ahead going into the second half. We don't see any changes as of yet. We'll update you if we do see any changes on either team for the second half. But John Corbett, first of all, from a Newcastle West point of view, they didn't do too much wrong in that first half, but yet still find themselves a point down.
Maybe that's the worrying part, John. To play well and going down is not a good thing for us to be saying at the moment, but we've had a good spread of scores. That's what we have to look towards. Every player has to contribute from full back to full forward. Everyone has to come in there.
And just on that, the breeze seems to have picked up again for the beginning of the second half. John Meskel, from Ahane's point of view, said nowhere near their best in that first half. Now, a lot to do with that is Newcastle West's work rate and physicality and ferocity in the challenge, but still going in a point ahead. You have to be happy with that going into the second half.
Oh yeah, particularly in the first half. But I noticed there's a bit of a change now into the middle of the field. I said Judith Mulcahy, I'd say, has gone back centre back, and Noreen has gone out into the middle of the field. So the ankle she must have run off the ankle. So I think that's a good change.
Indeed it is. Judith Mulcahy with years and years of experience at inter-county level. Of course, Newcastle West on the run with Rebecca Delee, and Delee's won a free straight away off Judith Mulcahy. That change working for Newcastle West on this occasion, but probably a smart one from Judith Mulcahy. You don't want to be leaving Rebecca Delee have a run at you.
Well, I thought we got one or two soft ones in the first half. I think maybe we got one back there.
Voice of John Corbett, a very staunch Newcastle West supporter here in Bruff this afternoon, with a chance for Rebecca Delee to level this from just about 50 odd or so metres. A fantastic strike from Rebecca Delee. That's her third free of this afternoon's contest. 7 points apiece, John, and exactly the start Newcastle West would have wanted.
Yeah, we needed that. We have to settle back into the game and start doing things right. We didn't finish this first half well, so straight back into action now.
Yeah, and see if Quinn's puck out was fairly quick on. It's going to be a free to Ahane. Not sure what that was from. A couple of players in her way, but either way, it's going to be a free for Ahane. Looks to be Judith Mulcahy lining this one up. That bit far for her sister Niamh, and it's going to be Judith Mulcahy looking to drop this in and around the 21 or the 14 metre line. Good strike from Judith. Switches play. Great catch there from the Ahane number 10, Nora Collins. Collins on the run looking for a score. Comes to Collins again. She pulls on this one. Well mopped up by Aoife Corbett in the defence, but the ball has lost possession of Newcastle West in and around that square and 14 metre line in between both. Coming away with it though is Newcastle West, flicked away. Roisin Ambrose sweeping up. It's not gone to hand though, it's not gone to Roisin man's hand, and it's a chance for the Ahane number 14. An excellent score from Anya Reynolds. Really just had the first chance of the afternoon for Anya. She kept it low, and Ahane gone back into a 1 point lead. Fine score from Anya on that occasion, John Meskel.
Yeah, we were just talking at half time there, saying there was a few of the players that from Newcastle and Ahane that are very good players who hadn't shown yet because they didn't have the opportunity. That was Anya's first chance, and she put it away very well.
Ahane leading 8 points to 7 in the early stages of this second half. Well won there by Kate Herbert on the Ahane side, and down to Shauna Darcy. And Darcy's a bit of pace here, does Darcy. Very hard player to stop when she gets going. Turns back onto her right hand side. Shot from Shauna Darcy. It's a fairly good one from Shauna Darcy, but it's gone to the left and wide. But as John Meskel just mentioned, that's exactly what Ahane need to be doing. He mentioned it several times in the first half. He's getting more ball into that full forward line, and they've shown already in the early stage of the second half how dangerous they can be as Aoife Corbett launches this one down into the middle of the park. It's Ahane and Aisling Herbert who come away with possession. Well blocked though by Rebecca Delee. That's going to be a free for Rebecca Delee. A foul by Laura Nash on that occasion, and another chance for Delee to get her second free of the game. And no question, the first one may have been soft in your eyes, John, but that one fairly blatant and obvious.
An obvious free, but I'm not sure it's one she wanted. She had that ball, and when Rebecca gets the ball going down the centre, she doesn't want frees.
No, she doesn't. Player that can cause damage with her long range running and finishing ability for goals, as she showed in the semi-final victory over Killeedy. Two outstanding goals that saw Newcastle West into this final. This one though, it's not a great strike from Rebecca Delee on this occasion. It's tailed to the right and wide. She'll be disappointed. She just landed one from further out moments previous to that, and it's Ahane that maintained that 1 point lead. 8 points to 7 as Aoife Quinn takes this one, and Niamh Mulcahy, an excellent catch. May have played the hurley of Deborah Murphy before she did catch that, but referee Seamus Hayes didn't see it, and Ahane have won a free. There's a foul by Karen O'Leary. Play is going to be brought forward, and it's going to be a free for Niamh Mulcahy and Ahane.
I might even defend Niamh there. That's perfectly allowed in Camogie, not in hurling.
Apologies, that's my fault, John. Got away with it either way. Happy out. Newcastle West still weren't happy with the awarding of that free, maybe for the same reason that I thought it should have been a free, but either way it's a free for Niamh Mulcahy after that, and a chance for Niamh Mulcahy to score her 9th point of the game. The scoreboard in Brough says 8 points apiece. I can tell you it's not. It's 8 points to 7 in favour of Ahane, and make that 9 points to 7 in favour of Ahane as Niamh Mulcahy pops over her 8th point of this afternoon's game. I was saying she was going for a 9th. I forgot about Anya Reynolds' point just at the start of the second half. John Mescal, Ahane into a 2-point lead for the first time since very early stages.
Yeah, truly, it was a great catch by Niamh. I know Rebecca caught 2 great balls in the first half. That was a great catch between 2 players by Niamh, you know. And there's one thing I like about Newcastle West. They're not doubling up on Niamh Mulcahy like a lot of teams did. You know, they're relying on a player to mark her, you know, and that's good.
It's Roisin Ambrose doing that man marking job and doing a fine job as well. A free here for Newcastle West though. And it's taken by Roisin Mann. Decides to give this one in towards Ella Whelan in the Newcastle Westfield forward line. She's been fouled by Sarah Crotty on the hand side. Another chance for Rebecca DeLee as the first substitution of this afternoon's game comes in for Newcastle West, and it's Edith Trant coming onto the field for Newcastle West. And it's Rachel Carmody who's departing the proceedings here. Rachel Carmody, very good positive start to the game, making some very good runs, but quite second half of the first half. And it's Edith Trant, very experienced player, and Edith Trant coming on as well. Of course, captained Old Mill to the Ladies Football Intermediate Championship last week. As Rebecca DeLee, much better from Rebecca DeLee on this occasion. And we've a 1 point game again all of a sudden, John.
Yeah, it's going to go to and fro like that. It's all the makings of being a very, very tight match here. A goal would change the whole thing for either team.
Indeed it would, as Aoife Quinn gets a good strike to win. Just picking up again here in Brough in favour of Newcastle West in the second half. And the scrum developing, but it's Roisin Ambrose coming away with it, and dangerous runner is Roisin Ambrose. And Niamh Mulcahy chasing her, but it's Roisin Ambrose on the run. Maybe a push in the back, that's what Newcastle West are appealing for, but Niamh Mulcahy has one possession back and launches this one down here in front of us. And this near side, good work though from Grace Lee, and Lee comes away with possession for Newcastle West, gets the hand pass away after dispossessing Nora Collins, but Ahane looking to win this back. And it's going to be, indeed, it's Newcastle West, and again it's Roisin Ambrose everywhere at the moment. As Roisin Ambrose, low ball into Edith Trant, well done by Rose Collins though to win possession initially for Ahane. Neither team able to come up with the ball. It's going to be a sensible enough decision in the end from Seamus Hayes to throw this one in. And a very even start to the second half. Scores reversed. Well, sorry, still Ahane leading by a point, I should say. 9 points to 8 after 7 minutes of the second half. Very tight. Both very, very well matched teams. And it's Kate Herbert winning possession from that throw in for Ahane. She gets the ball away, but it's going to be Deborah Murphy trying to win it for Newcastle West initially there. Jerry May O'Kelly in trying to win it as well, but it's won by Jerry May O'Kelly, and Iris Kennelly with a shooting chance. She decides to give it to DeLee. DeLee's chance for DeLee for another score, and Ahane, knowing her danger when she gets going, John Corbett, probably the wise option on their point to foul her when they can, 30-40 yards from goal.
Sometimes you have to take one for the team, and I won't fault any Ahane player for cutting her down there.
Chance for Newcastle West and DeLee to level this game again. Coming up to 8 minutes played. The player who did foul Rebecca DeLee on that occasion, down injured, I'm not sure who it is. Just from our vantage commentary in the commentary box, can't really see who's down at the moment, but there's been a number of stoppages in the first half that saw 7 or 8 minutes of added time played. John Mescal, we've just seen the early stages of the second half, Rebecca DeLee causing plenty of problems, and Ahane, as John Corbett mentioned, probably doing the right thing and stopping her when they can.
I think that was a bit of damage limitation there. I think it might be Judith Mulcahy is down, but Rebecca, if she gets a head of steam up, she's a fair detail to stop. Now the game is opening out a little bit. Players from both sides are getting the odd run on, so you know it'll probably be better to look at, but I tell you, there's no shortage of endeavour by either team.
Absolutely no, there isn't. They're both sides giving absolutely everything in the opening, 8.5 minutes of this first half, but nearly 39 minutes of play overall. And the hand player still down injured, but we're going to restart with a Rebecca DeLee free. A couple of them are moment or so. And a chance again, it's been even throughout, John Corbett. Very, very tight game. On a couple of occasions, Newcastle West went a couple of points up. Ahane have done it in this half, brought back again, kind of toing and froing game. But if, as we expect, Rebecca DeLee puts this one over, and not to put the commentator's curse on her, but it's a fair chance for her and one you'd expect to tap over the bar.
Well, obviously she'll be very disappointed if she doesn't. We'll chalk it up as one anyway. We can be corrected afterwards.
That's it, exactly. Just seeing it's player down for Ahane on this occasion. It's Laura Nash that's down. She was down in the first half with a head injury. It doesn't seem to be that same injury on this occasion, or maybe it is. I'm not just quite sure. Can't really see. Linesman Michael Wolfe blocking our view of this injury to Laura Nash, but it seems to be okay anyway. I see, obviously in this final as well, to both of you, benches are going to play a huge part. We've seen Newcastle West bringing on the very vastly experienced Ida Trent early in the second half. Both sides will look to make several substitutions, you'd imagine, as this second half goes on.
I'm sure they will. Fitness alone, just tough going. It's the physical side of it, it knocks it out of you. And it's been a very physical game, so I'm sure they'll probably use one or two more subs anyway.
It's not the best strike in the world from Rebecca DeLee. It's well blocked on the line by Nora. Still a goal chance for Ella Whelan. And it's gone. Well, in fact, it's been blocked. It's been an excellent block on the line here. Ahane with a lucky escape. Rebecca DeLee would have expected to put that one over. Whether she went for the goal or not, I'm not so sure. But either way, it's going to be a 45 for Newcastle West. But John, that could have went anywhere.
Yeah, for all our hearts, we think a point would have been a better shot.
But John Meskel on the other side, it was a miss-hit free by Rebecca DeLee, but excellent work from Nora Collins on the line to be aware of what was going on. Sorry, Rose Collins on the line to be aware of what was going on and getting the block and flicking the ball away.
Yeah, I'd say it was a miss-hit rather than going for a goal, because there wasn't the pace in it, the cheek and getting the ball. But yeah, it was. We're lucky, pleased enough to get away with the 45 here.
It's Rebecca DeLee that takes that 45. The missed one moments ago didn't count for too much, as it turned out, and it's going to be. It is a point for Rebecca DeLee. As Ahane now looking to make a substitution, their first of this afternoon's game, something we were just mentioning, and it's their number 16, Sarah Cosgrave, I should say, looking to come on. And it's Sarah Cosgrave definitely coming on here. 9 points apiece after 11 and a half minutes of the second half. Sarah Cosgrave going in and around full forward, into the full forward line anyway, that's for sure. And that's the end of the day for Noreen Flanagan. Doesn't seem to have gotten over that ankle injury she suffered in the first half, just too much, as you see her limping off here in Brough. 9 points apiece, nearly 12 minutes of the second half gone, dead level between the sides. Newcastle West looking to go forward again. Neither side able to win clean possession. Initially Deborah Murphy in there for Newcastle West trying to win it. But another scrum developing, eventually kicked clear from that scrum. And Niamh Mulcahy trying to win it again. Several players from both sides in, digging, looking for the ball, trying to get it up on the hurler into their hands. And referee Seamus Hayes doing the correct thing, it has to be said. We've mentioned several times, very sticky ground here in Brough, and the ball getting stuck in that. But Ahane again trying to win it, Newcastle West trying to win it, but in the end it's Deborah Murphy. Right up her alley is that kind of ball, and Iris Kennelly comes away with a good touch from Iris Kennelly to hold on to possession there, gets the flick away, and it's a flick into the full forward line. Anita Trant, brilliant pick up by Trant, leaves the ball off, and it's a chance here now again for Iris Kennelly. Kennelly on the run, tries to play it to Rebecca DeLee. Excellent defending from Ahane initially, but unable to clear the ball, and eventually get it up. And back there, all the way back there, in fact it wasn't, it's Newcastle West coming away with it again. And it's Iris Kennelly now with a shooting chance. Kennelly gets the shot away. That's going to go to the wide. It hasn't gone wide, in fact. Aoife Quinn wasn't quite sure of her bearings on that occasion and went to catch it. It's gone out over the end line of 45 for Newcastle West, who are currently, John Corbett, enjoying a bit of dominance.
They are. I think maybe the sunlight might have affected the goalie there. We've seen a couple of balls, but in the first half and the second half where players are losing the ball slightly in the sunlight, so maybe that's all that happened there.
Either way, it's a chance for Rebecca DeLee to put Newcastle West into the lead for the first time in the second half. She just popped over a 45 with the last score to level the game at 9 points apiece. She's another chance here to put Newcastle West a point up. Of course, our coverage brought to you today on live and exclusively on Sporting Limerick's Facebook page. That's straight over the bar by Rebecca DeLee. Referee Seamus Hayes isn't happy with something. It hasn't gone over the bar, he's saying. When someone's waving something, the umpire was waving it wide. It looked to be fairly good from our angle, but indeed it is wide. The score remains at 9 points apiece. I was just saying, our coverage brought to you live and exclusively on Sporting Limerick Facebook page this afternoon, and in association with Donald Marcy Accountants and Herbert Solicitors in Castlecommon, big supporters of Ahane, of course, as Roisin Mann gets this one away. Brilliantly controlled on that occasion by Sarah Crotty, but excellently dispossessed was Ella Whelan before Crotty pulls it first time. Plays the ball down in front of Susie McGovern. It's a wild pull there, and it's going to be a free to Newcastle West. And a chance for Rebecca DeLee, maybe right on the furthermost of her distance range. We'll see soon enough anyway, but one, if she gets behind it, and with the wind, okay, maybe swirling on occasion and dying on other occasions, she's certainly going to give it a shot anyway, John Corbett.
The flag in front of us is hardly moving at the moment anyway. It was a bit stronger when we had the shower in the first half, in particular the breeze was a good bit stronger. She'll have a go at it, but I'd say more likely to be edge of the box.
And that will spell danger either way if it doesn't go. It's a fine strike, it has to be said, by Rebecca DeLee. It's gone all the way in, square ball called by the referee. It was actually, Aoife Quinn did very well to get a hurley to that on the Ahane line, especially with the way the sun is, as John Corbett mentioned moments ago. Good work from Ahane, and they'll take that one to come away. Still 9 points apiece. 15 minutes played of the second half of this Limerick Camogie Championship senior final here in Bruff. As Rose Collins to restart things with a free on the edge of the Ahane square. Good strike from Collins, straight down in front of us here. Flicked on by Anya Reynolds. And Niamh Mulcahy stopped by Karen O'Leary before she even got a chance to get the ball into her hand. And it's a Ahane winning possession again. It's Roisin O'Mara with the block, blocked by Karen O'Leary. And it's going to be a sideline ball to Ahane. According to referee Mike Wolfe, usually clash ball goes the other way, but he is determined that Karen O'Leary got a clean hurley on that, and it wasn't a clash ball. So it's going to be an Ahane sideline cut. And we know how well Niamh Mulcahy can hit these one, but I think even for a player like Niamh Mulcahy, it's out of her range, given the conditions underfoot here in Bruff this afternoon. Still a fine strike, flicked on by Roisin Ambrose. Half a block from Ambrose, came back as far as Grace Lee, but in the end it's Kate Ambrose tidying up and passes it inside to Fallahy. Fallahy now coming away with possession. And in fact it's Deborah Murphy indeed with possession, dropping back from midfield into her defence, wins the free, and play going to restart with a free to Newcastle West.
Deborah Murphy really doing terrific work. She's cleaned up an awful lot of ball in that deep defence and brought it forward. She's been a real star today.
Excellent performance thus far from Deborah Murphy in attack and defence, but mainly in midfield and defence for this Newcastle West side. As John Corbett mentioned, picking up a huge amount of possession, as this one from Kate Ambrose is sent straight down the middle. Both sides unable to win clean possession initially, but it's Newcastle West who have it again, and they've won a free, holding on one of the Newcastle West players. And there's going to be another chance for Rebecca DeLee to pop this one over, and a second chance for her to put Newcastle West into a 1 point lead with just over 17 minutes gone in the second half.
It's been a bit of a reverse really in this half. We're relying on the free taking, but it evens out over the game.
Yes, it does. A lot of frees, but a lot of that is to do with the very difficult conditions. But not for the first time, Rebecca DeLee is off target with that one, and you have to mention it now with 17.5 minutes played, John Corbett. They're the type of chances towards the end of a game that really start to count.
Yeah, and the breeze is not quite behind her, it's slightly cross field, and I think it definitely affected the flight of that ball, but she has to judge it. Great win there by Jerry May. On to Karen now, another chance coming up.
Karen O'Leary on in possession, under pressure from Roisin O'Mara. O'Leary eventually gets the shot away, but it's well off target. Good work by the Ahane defence on that occasion. Brilliant catch initially, as John Corbett mentioned, from Jerry May O'Kelly. Let the hand pass the ball off to Karen O'Leary, but good pressure from Ahane, and Aoife Quinn puck out, looks to be one. Ella Whelan with an absolutely outstanding catch from the 17-year-old Newcastle West number 9, and she's won a free as well late, kind of blocked down in her hand, and a chance again for Roisin Ambrose, I should say, Rebecca DeLee. Again, she's missed the last two, so she's looking to the sideline for some guidance to see if she's still on them. They've told very unequivalent, where was Jamie Lee saying, "You're still on them," that's the end of it. So it's a chance now again for Rebecca DeLee. 18.5 minutes played here in Bruff, and it's all square at 9 points apiece. It's another good strike from Rebecca Day. This one looks to be without doubt on target, and that's Newcastle West into the lead. 10 points to 9, and Jamie Lee justifying keeping her on the freeze.
That's what the manager's call is there for. He knew what he was doing.
And John Meskel, just very quickly on Ahane, they're struggling. You mentioned in the first half they were very much unable to get the ball beyond the Newcastle West 45. In the last 10 minutes or so, it's kind of the same problem happening.
Very much the same, and Newcastle West have a bit of a grip in it now. But no need to worry particularly yet. The only thing is I don't like the formation that Ahane have in the forwards at the moment. It won't do an awful lot of damage from out there. You need players to be inside and available.
Niamh Mulcahy on the run now for Ahane though. Met by Grace Lee. There's definitely a pull on Niamh Mulcahy. Referee Seamus Hayes doesn't agree though. But it's Ahane still in possession over on that far side, but Newcastle West look to have won it initially anyway. Either side unable to win it cleanly eventually, but it's Grace Lee, and Grace Lee flicks it away, looking into the middle to find Rebecca DeLee. DeLee has it in her hand. This spells danger immediately for Ahane. DeLee plays a low one looking for Kennelly. Great touch from Iris Kennelly. Good defending though by Niamh Power initially for Ahane. Slows everything down. Is Power going to come away with it again? Gets the flick away. Brilliant defending. Plays the ball across to Sarah Crotty, her teammate in the full back line. Crotty's low clearance up along the far sideline there. It's going to be left over the line by Deborah Murphy. But excellent defending from Newcastle West initially, John Corbett, and dispossessing Niamh Mulcahy gave a huge roar from Jamie Lee and a big boost and confidence to Newcastle West.
Well, Grace Lee is that kind of player you're going to shove off the ball. She stands in front of you, there's no point going straight through her.
Indeed, there isn't. She showed there as Ella Whelan's gone out to take this sideline for Newcastle West. As John Meskel mentioned moments ago, it's them with control. Even though there's only a point in the difference, they really are starting to turn the screw in this game. As Whelan takes this one, it's a good sideline cut up along the line, and it's a chance for Ida Trant. Passes the ball into Iris Kennelly, maybe a chance of a goal here. Now it's Kennelly shot, goal for Newcastle West. An absolutely brilliantly worked move. Ella Whelan's sideline cut all the way into Ida Trant. Trant did brilliantly to hand pass the ball off. It came to Laurie O'Connor across to Iris Kennelly, and John Corbett. A stunning finish from Iris Kennelly.
Terrific move, started by the youth of Ella Whelan, then the two experienced players, Ida and Laurie, combining, finding another one of our young players, Iris, and a cracker of a shot.
Brilliant finish from Iris Kennelly. It puts Newcastle West 110 to 9 points in front. We've just over 21 minutes played. And John Meskel, it's all to do for Ahane now.
It is. The goal's a valuable commodity here today. I see Rose Collins got a knock too in that. It was a well-worked goal, mind. The full forward came out a little bit, made space and struck it well. The goalie could do nothing about it at all. But a goal is going to be really, really important today.
It's definitely going to give another boost to Newcastle West side that we're starting to turn the screw in this game as it was. Excellent finish from Iris Kennelly, known as an outstanding footballer, but on this occasion, John, she showed she's well able to hurl. That's 1-1 for her.
Well, we were in trouble last week as well against Killeed, and she came up with a late goal, so it's not the first time she's come to our rescue, but a long way to go here, yes.
Absolutely, there is. 22 minutes played. There's Rose Collins, as John Meskel mentioned, down injured currently for Ahane, who really have it all to do now in this last 8 minutes of regular time, and I'm sure there's going to be plenty of stoppage time as well in this second half. But more importantly, from Newcastle West point of view, they've got the all-important goal here, and Ahane now with a 4-point deficit, with all the work to do in this remainder. Just a serious injury now. John Meskel, Rose Collins still down injured, and a huge loss. This would be, we already mentioned it, Noreen Flanagan's injury. She's been a huge loss for Ahane. The injury obviously curtailed her ability to play well and play to her full potential when she did get injured and eventually replaced. It'd be a huge blow if the similar thing happened with Rose Collins.
Yeah, full back, centre back are two pivotal positions. The loss of Noreen was that was a huge loss, because Noreen, over the course of an hour, she's a clever player and she can position ball for forwards. You know, she was a great link to the forward line. Hopefully Rose will be okay. She's not only is she a good hurler, she's tough as teak as well, and that'll only spur her on a bit. But the biggest problem at the moment is seeing where the scores are going to come from for Ahane, because there's very, very little going in now.
There is. Rose Collins looks to be okay, and we'll get back underway with a Aoife Quinn puck out. Some final touches, or final bit of treatment to the Ahane captain there. Seems to have got a belt in the face, but seems to be okay as well. He's just putting the helmet back on. Aoife Quinn will restart play. Vital goal for Newcastle West in that last play. A brilliant finish by Iris Kennelly. And Aoife Quinn will get us back on their way with this puck out. It's a good 1-2 over to that far side, but definitely Newcastle West dander is up, but it's going to fall to Niamh Mulcahy, and Mulcahy now really needing to inspire this Ahane side. They really have gone flat in the last 10 minutes. In fact, Niamh Mulcahy has been pulled up for overcarrying. Looked to have been a free to Ahane, but it's gone the other way, and referee Seamus Hayes points towards the clubhouse end here in Bruff, and that of course means a free for Newcastle West and a chance for Rebecca DeLee to put her Newcastle West side into a 5-point lead. And even at this stage, with plenty of time remaining, will be a huge challenge for Ahane to come back from 5 points. 4 points is going to be tricky enough, but 5, time will tell. As DeLee, it's another fine strike from DeLee, and it looks from her angle to be straight over the bar. And John Corbett, 5-point lead for Newcastle West with just over 6.5 minutes or 5.5 minutes to play. It's theirs to lose now, surely.
You'd like to think so anyway. When you follow a goal with a point, it really keeps the team on top, and that was a terrific score from Rebecca. Her free take today has been absolutely fantastic.
Indeed it has, as Jerry Mayo Kelly on the attack for Newcastle West again. Hand pass to Ida Trant, didn't go to hand, and Niamh Power will come, or Sarah Crotty I should say, tries to come away with this. She got the flick away, and it's Judith Mulcahy now in possession for Ahane. Mulcahy hand passes it off, player in space on that right hand side is Susie McGovern, but McGovern loses out, and it's the ever workhorse that is Karen O'Leary in possession. O'Leary looks up, she went for the pass. It was well read by Kate Herbert from a hand point of view, and Herbert plays down in front of Shauna Darcy. Excellent defending though from Yvonne Lee in Newcastle West, and away comes Grace Lee with possession. In fact, it's Kate Ambrose. Kate Ambrose plays this to Karen O'Leary, and straight up this far side or near side for Iris Kennelly, looking for her second score of the game. Excellent score from Iris Kennelly, and that puts Newcastle West into a 6-point lead. That's 1-2 for Iris Kennelly, 1-1 in the last 5 minutes or so. 6-point lead for Newcastle West now, John, and every bit of momentum that's possible in this game is going to them.
Well, that's the thing. Our scores from play today are really what's swinging it. But two Lee sisters there combining fantastic in the backs, and all the way up. And you have a great player to finish with and to put on the scoreboard.
It's Yvonne Lee, a cornerback, winning this one again. Good pressure though from Shauna Darcy, forced her to put it out over the sideline. But Ahane need a lot more than a sideline ball at the moment here. They really need to get something going, and they need to do it fast. 26 minutes played, just over 26 minutes played here in the Limerick Senior Championship Camogie final here in Bruff. It's Newcastle West leading 112 to 9 points. Of course, our coverage on Sporting Limerick Facebook page today brought to you by Donald Morrissey accountant. Sorry, we're just waiting to see what it was. It's going to be a free into Ahane. Of course, our coverage brought by Donald Morrissey accountants and Herbert solicitors. Big supporters of Ahane, but Ahane need a lot more here in the next 5 or so minutes to get back into this game. They trail by 6. It's a low one from Niamh Mulcahy. It's not cleanly won by Ahane initially. Eventually is won by Anya Reynolds. Reynolds has been pulled back. Blatant free here, and John Meskel, something needs to come from this free, and I think it maybe with the time left, maybe more than a point is needed.
I think so, although I'd take a point just to get a bit of momentum going. But I think Ahane have no option now but to push players forward, rely on the halfbacks and the midfielders to get ball up, because Newcastle West they're doing all the performing at the moment.
We have Mulcahy a chance now for her 8th point, or her 9th point of the game. She's gone low with it, it's blocked out. And chance is blocked out, and it's Karen O'Leary again. Yet again it's Karen O'Leary coming away with possession for Newcastle. She gets a boot to it on this occasion, looking for Laurie O'Connor, but Ahane are going to come up with this one, and it's clear downfield, looking for Niamh Mulcahy. It was Judith Mulcahy, unable to find her though was Niamh Mulcahy, but it's Niamh Mulcahy in possession again. Mulcahy shooting chance, brilliantly blocked on that occasion from Roisin Ambrose, who has not left Niamh Mulcahy's side in this game, and it's going to be cleared by Roisin Mann. Roisin Ambrose gets a hurl to it and then pulls it, but again falls to Judith Mulcahy. Mulcahy lobs this one in. It's going to be met by Aoife Corbett. Well worked from the goalie, good hands, and plays a low ball out for Rebecca Lee. Goes past the lead, but Karen O'Leary is there again. 50-50 ball initially, but there's a push on Karen O'Leary, and it's going to be a free, a push by Laura Nashty, a hand number 17 on Karen O'Leary, and John Corbett. Newcastle West will be in absolutely no rush to take this free.
Well, you just said that, but she's taking the quick one.
She did. Jerry Mayo Kelly was free, caught me unawares, caught a couple of Ahane defenders unawares, and it's another scoring chance for Newcastle West. Shot by Iris Kennelly. On this occasion is blocked down. Ahane will come away with it. In fact, it was Ida Trant with the shot, not Iris Kennelly. But Ahane really under pressure any time to get possession. Again, it's Karen O'Leary coming away with it. And Karen O'Leary's fouled again. Coming up to 29 minutes played. It's a 6-point lead for Newcastle West. And another chance for Roisin Ambrose to extend that lead to 7 points. As Ahane just about to bring on another sub. And it's Fiona Herbert entering the field for Ahane. Their manager, Phelan Mackin, trying everything at this stage now to try and reverse this. But it's a chance for Newcastle West to go 7 points ahead. We're in the final minute of regular time, and it is Laura Nash that's going to the park proceedings here in Bruff, and a chance for Roisin, for Rebecca DeLee to pop over another free. She's missed a couple, but she's hit the most important ones for Newcastle West in this second half, and a big chance to go 7 points clear here at the end, coming towards the end of this Senior Camogie Championship final, and that's 7-point lead now for Newcastle West. Of course, going for a massive treble over the next few weeks, John Corbett. This will be the first leg. And then, of course, we have the intermediate hurlers next week and the senior football championship final the week after. What a start this would be for the club.
Well, the girls would be delighted to put it up to the boys to follow that, wouldn't they?
Indeed, they would, as Ahane try and get this ball downfield, but they're not getting past midfield enough at the moment. It's Ambrose on Mulcahy. In fact, it's not. It's Rebecca DeLee over there in that near side. A great running from Rebecca DeLee, but it's gone out over the end line. It's going to be a thrown ball, clash ball. It will be a throwing ball. And it's Ahane running out of time here. We've played the full 30 minutes. We've played that time, and it's going to be Newcastle West again. And Karen O'Leary, and just a quick mention on Karen O'Leary, John Corbett, in the last 5 or so minutes, she's been everywhere.
That's when you want your county players to stand up, and she absolutely stood up. It contributed all through the game, but when it got really tough there, she stood up very tall.
Free for Ahane now, and this one's going to have to be dropped down in front of the square. It's been taking, just waiting for Judith Mulcahy to take this. It's lobbed in there. It's not gone far enough, and Roisin Ambrose is there in front of Niamh Mulcahy yet again. It's going to be a free. It's a free into Ahane. Not sure what that one was for, but either way it's going to be a free to Ahane, and Niamh Mulcahy will take it. 113 to 9 points in favour of Newcastle West here, as Newcastle West looking to bring Liz Carmody into the game. But the free is going to be taken first as Niamh Mulcahy goes low with this one. It's blocked there on the line. It's an excellent block on the line. Brilliant save by Aoife Corbett. Ball was bobbling around. It's fallen to another Ahane player here. Newcastle West thronging in numbers though, and it's gone for over Karen. It's going to be a free out to Newcastle West, and that really should be it. We've 1.5 minutes played. That was a chance for Ahane to get a much needed goal, John Meskel. But at this stage it looks to be away from Ahane.
Yeah, there's no secret Ahane needed a goal. Over the last 5 minutes they needed a goal. And funnily enough, when that's the case, defenders will usually come out on top then, because they know what's on and they'll raise their game as well.
Liz Carmody is on for Newcastle West, and it's Larry O'Connor that's departed the game from their point of view. And fantastically free. Aoife Corbett, who made a great save moments ago, takes this free. Ella Whelan up against Kate Herbert, but it's her Herbert that has it for Ahane. Tries to find Susie McGovern over the middle of the park. McGovern unable to get the ball up, and that's kind of been Ahane. That's symptomatic of Ahane's day. Just hasn't worked out for them in this, and Newcastle West well on top. It's going to be another free in here for Newcastle West, and a pull on the hurley there. And again, this time I think I can safely say that Rebecca DeLee won't be in any rush to take this one. Another substitution for Newcastle West. Number 23, Aisling Corbett, comes on, and it's Iris Kennelly with 1-2 to her name. Comes off the field in a stunning performance from Iris.
Iris, fantastic contribution, and just in case Rebecca would get any ideas, we're taking a quick window, let's put on a sub to make sure she slowed it down.
Yeah, she wasn't catching me on this occasion. Anyway, it was Rebecca DeLee, but a chance to extend their lead to 8 points. 113 to 9 points at the moment. 7-point lead for Newcastle West. We played 3 minutes of added time. It's another good strike by Rebecca DeLee, and it's another score from Rebecca DeLee. Long range one. The confidence in Dander is surely up now. 114 to 9 points. You know, it's going to be a first title for Newcastle West, John. Obviously a proud moment for you, a proud moment for the club though.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the likes of our president, Noel O'Connor. He's trained every one of these girls, or practically every one of these girls, from under 8, you know, up along, and for the likes of him, this is a great day.
Newcastle West, of course, heading for their first title unless a miracle happens in the next couple of minutes. Ahane will still be hoping for that miracle, but they do come away with this ball, and the ball is played up, but it's Karen O'Leary is there again. Excellent pick up from Karen O'Leary, and plays the ball down in front of Aisling Corbett now. First involvement for the number 23 on the Newcastle West side, showing a bit of pace as well is Aisling Corbett, beating Niamh Power. Initially lost possession of it though, does the smart thing, plays the ball back, and it's Ida Trant looks for a crossfield ball. It's going to be mopped up initially by a hand, but it's going to come back out to Trant. Trant has it in her hand, beats a couple of players. Shooting chance for Ida Trant, decided against it in the end under pressure from Judith Mulcahy. Trant is there again though, and more importantly for Newcastle West, it's eating up more time on the clock, less chance for a hand to get a score, but Mulcahy's come away with this one again. Brilliantly challenged by Jerry Mayo Kelly, who's been an outstanding performer for Newcastle West today. 50-50 ball again, but it's Niamh Mulcahy, and from a hand's point of view they don't want Niamh Mulcahy there. Fouled by Ella Whelan. In fact, it's not. Niamh Mulcahy has been adjudged to have charged on Ella Whelan, and another chance for Rebecca DeLee to throw this one over the bar. It's not full time as of yet. Few people did think it was full time.
Well, Ella's on the ground after that one, but that's terrific from Newcastle's point of view. She's a minor, 17 years old, won't be 18 until the last week of this month, and standing up to your county senior player when your team needs it.
And one of the best players in the country as well on top of it. Excellent from Ella Whelan, who's given a brilliant performance, and as John Corbett mentioned, one of two 17-year-olds in this Newcastle West team, three 17-year-olds with Iris Kennelly starting team and one of the subs as well. Fantastic for Newcastle West here, and everything going their way, including that one. Ella Whelan now is taking a little bit of a rest, maybe feeling the after effects of that challenge from Niamh Mulcahy, but did what you'd want as a manager or supporter to do, stood up for him.
Yeah, Aoife Corbett is also a minor. She's hit the 18 mark now, but that save she made there a while ago, just, you know, it saved all of our nerves a small bit for those last few minutes, and it took a little bit of the wind out of the sails of Ahane.
Ella Whelan is up and able to continue here, but more importantly for Newcastle West, it's eating time away again, and Rebecca DeLee with another chance, just coming up to the nearly 6 minutes played of injury time. It's another fine strike from Rebecca DeLee. It's another point for Rebecca DeLee. Excellent shooting performance in the last 10 or so minutes from Rebecca DeLee. As we mentioned, she had a couple of wides, but in the last 6 or 7 minutes she's popped every one of them over the bar when she's needed to, and leading Newcastle West to county glory here. And that's it, it's full time victory for Newcastle West, 115 to 9 point. We'll get John Corbett's reaction. It's the first ever title for this Newcastle West team. Excellent performance by this Newcastle West team, led by their manager Jamie Lee. A stunning performance from Rebecca DeLee, but more importantly, a team performance, John Corbett, that has got them through the qualifying round. You mentioned it during commentary, the semi-final, another team performance. The team popping up more than individuals, but either way, fantastic scenes here in front of us from Newcastle West.
Rebecca got maybe the lion's share of the scores, but from every player, from cornerback, the goalie there in the last couple of minutes, great save, right up to your corner forwards, full forward, everyone contributed massively. And I think that's the secret of the success of this team. It is a team. And you mentioned Jamie as leader, but you have to mention a couple of the other lads involved as well. James is one of these mentors. He doesn't mince his words, and he gets performance out of those girls.
Finally, John Meskill. We'll go back to John Corbett in a moment, but as Ahane, as dethroned champions now, they were met by a Newcastle West team on the day that just wanted it more maybe, but had more in them on the day.
Yeah, they worked incredibly hard. Every one of them worked incredibly hard. Ahane they've some very, very good players. But no matter how good you are, if you've got a player that's working very hard against you, hustling and harrying, eventually they'll bring your head down. And Newcastle West deserve the win. There's no doubt in the world. With the quality in the Ahane team, they will be back. But it's, I suppose, objectively, it's a good thing to see a team like Newcastle West come in now, because look at the strong ones you've got, and that's good for Limerick or Limerick Camogie. But no, I hope this is the start of a couple of good weeks now for Newcastle West, John. I mean, the football, the intermediate hurling. I want to tell the lads not to go out celebrating too much now tonight. But fair play to Newcastle West. They deserve the win, and you can say nothing more than that.
Final word to Newcastle West man John Corbett. John, huge moment for the club. You've mentioned other people involved in the club over the years training these girls, and that's the starting point for the club. But as John Meskill mentioned, huge few weeks, and what a way to start it.
Well, John and myself have something big in common. Our clubs have won county title, and we've been looking at Ballingarry and Killeedy in particular, I suppose, and Ballygran and a few others over the years, and aspiring to get there. And we've both got there now in the last 2 years, and it is good for Limerick Camogie to have a little change in the old guard in that sense. But both of us will be, looking to be back here again next year. That's what it's all about. Very young team we have, but you have a few older girls that show that leadership on there and great qualities in them. Like you have mentors, like I said, from Noel O'Connor, who starts small out, up along. Rebecca DeLee's father, Mike, tremendous coach as well, has done an awful lot of work with these girls. And the boys have come in and taken over the senior team this year. They brought us a league title, they brought us a senior title, but they've built on the success of some of our past managers as well, and they had done great work over the years, whether it was a league title we won before, couple B senior titles. Every step has to be taken along the way, and we've had to do that over the years. Our underage success, it takes a long time to come through into senior level, and finally we've got over that last hurdle.
And that's exactly it. It's victory for Newcastle West here in the Limerick Senior Camogie Championship final. They've beaten Ahane on a scoreline of 115 to 9 points. That's all from us on Sporting Limerick. Thanks to both John Corbett of Newcastle West and John Meskel for joining me, John Keogh, on commentary this afternoon. We'll be back with more live action soon.